Maximum power transfer theorem. In the maximum power transfer theorem, we will see basically how much the power is delivered to the load, or we are calling it as the external load, without considering the network. So it defines the condition for maximum power transfer from an active network to an external load resistance RL. If the active network is linear, it can be represented by the Thevenin's equivalent voltage VTH in series with the Thevenin's equivalent resistance RTH, as shown in the figure. That means during solving the problems of a maximum power transfer theorem, we are replacing the network without considering the load resistance with an Thevenin's equivalent network. So this figure is for a maximum power transfer theorem. Basically, we will find the condition for a maximum power transfer. So suppose from this network, here RTH and the RL is in series, and the VTH only one voltage source. So for finding an IL, we are using the Ohm's law. It is a voltage upon the resistance. So IL is equal to VTH upon RTH plus RL. Then we know the formula for a power. Suppose we are finding the power transfer to the load, then it is I square R. We are considering the RL because we are finding the power delivered to the load. So it is IL square into RL. We are putting the value of IL here. IL is VTH upon RTH plus RL. So it is a square because the current square is here into RL. It is a power transfer to the load, or a basic formula for the power transfer to the load. Now we have to find the maximum power transfer to the load, or a condition for the maximum power transfer to the load. As we are finding the power to the load, so we are differentiating this power with respect to the load resistance and equating it to 0. So by doing this, we are able to find the condition for the maximum power delivered to the load. So simply we are differentiating the load power with respect to the load resistance. So it is equal to dRL of this power. So it is, suppose we are squaring the power, so it is a VTH square into RL divided by RTH plus RL the whole square. Now see, we have to we know the formula for the differentiation, U upon V rule. So it is simply the V we are considering in the denominator. So V du upon dx minus U dV upon dx divided by V square. So here V is the denominator, so RTH plus RL the whole square. So it is equal to RTH plus RL the whole square into the derivative dRL of VTH square into RL minus the U derivative of V, that means VTH square into RL, and the derivative of dRL of RTH plus RL the whole square divided by V square. V is nothing but VTH. V is the denominator, so simply it is RTH plus RL square. So it is a square of n square is, it will be the 4. Now by simplifying it, and one more thing, we have to consider the differentiation and equate it to 0. So we are equating this differentiation is equal to 0. So now we are solving it. So this bracket will be as it is. So it is RTH plus RL the whole square, and the derivative of this, it is with respect to RL, so RL get removed, so it is only VTH square. So it is a VTH square minus here VTH square into RL as it is, and the derivative of this, that means 2 will be multiplied here. So simply it is 2 into RTH plus RL, and the derivative of RL will be 1. So it is equal to 0. Yes, divided by, here divided by it as RTH plus RL to the power 4. See here, this RTH plus RL raised to 4 will be multiplied here, and it will get equal to 0. And here we are finding the VTH square common, so it is VTH square we are taking common, so remaining here it is RTH plus RL, RTH plus RL the whole square minus here it is RL into 2 RTH plus 2 RL, 2 RTH plus 2 RL is equal to 0. Again here VTH will be divided here and it will get equate to 0. Now we are squaring this bracket, so it is RTH square plus 2 RTH into RL plus RL square minus 2 RTH RL will be multiplied to the 2 RL, so it is a minus 2 RL square is equal to 0. See here, this plus 2 RTH RL minus 2 RTH RL will get cancelled. Here RL square and the minus 2 RL square will be minus RL square. So here we are getting RTH square minus RL square is equal to 0. So from this we can get RL square is equal to RTH square. By taking the square root on both sides, it will be RL is equal to RTH. So this is the condition for the maximum power delivered to the load when the load resistance should be equal to RTH. So during solving the problems we should consider the RL is equal to RTH. Most of the times in the maximum power transfer theorem the value of an RL is not given, we have to find out the value of it. So we are finding the RTH and we are equating it with RL. Now steps to be followed during the problems solving of an maximum power transfer theorem. The steps is same as that of the Thevenin's theorem. So first you will first understand the Thevenin's theorem, how we are solving the problems of an Thevenin's theorem. You can refer my previous video for solving the problems based on the Thevenin's theorem. So one by one we will see here the steps. Remove the variable load resistance RL, we are removing the load resistance, and between these two terminals we are finding the VTH. Afterwards we have to find the RTH. How we are finding the RTH? Just by replacing the all voltage sources and current sources by their internal resistances. If you are considering the voltage source, just short circuit it, and for an current source open circuit it, and find out the RTH. After finding an RTH, we know that in the maximum power transfer theorem RL should be equal to the RTH. So the value which found for an RTH, we are equating it with the load resistance RL, so RL is equal to RTH. Afterwards, to find the maximum power, we are replacing it with the Thevenin's network. So VTH, RTH in series with the load resistance, which is also the Thevenin's resistance. So RTH and the RTH is in series, and we know the formula. We have seen the formula for RL is equal to RTH, the condition for an maximum power transfer theorem. By using this, we are finding the value for an Pmax. So see here, the IL is equal to VTH upon RTH plus RL, as RTH and the RL is in series. So RL is simply the RTH, so VTH upon RTH plus RTH, so RTH plus RTH will be the 2 RTH, so VTH upon 2 RTH. And for a maximum power, we know it is IL square into RL, so it is equal to IL square into RTH, because RL is nothing but RTH, and we are replacing the value of IL here. So IL is VTH upon 2 RTH, we have to take the square of this into the RTH. So VTH square, it will be the VTH square divided by 4 into RTH square into RTH. So 1 RTH get cancelled, so it is simply the VTH square divided by 4 RTH. So this is nothing but a formula for a maximum power transfer theorem. So VTH square upon 4 RTH. The example based on the maximum power transfer theorem, the question is find the value of resistance RL. That means we have to find the value of this RL for maximum power transfer and calculate the maximum power. Remember that we are finding the load resistance. We know that by using the Thevenin's theorem, we are finding the RTH, and that RTH will be the value of an load resistance. So we are finding the RTH, that RTH will be RL, and we have to find the maximum power. So by using the formula of a maximum power, we are finding the value of a P max. So first step is calculation of VTH. So how we are calculating the VTH? We are just removing the load resistance. So we remove the load resistance, and in between this we are finding, suppose we are considering the terminal A is plus and the B is minus, and between these two terminals we are finding the VTH. Okay. The next step is, see here, if you are applying the KVL in this loop, there is a need of an current through this 2 ohm resistance, because these two terminals are open circuited. So we have to find the current through this 2 ohm resistance. So firstly we are applying the KVL in the first loop, and we will find the value of an current. See here, these two terminals A and B are open circuited, so there is no current flowing through the 2 ohm resistance. So that means the current flowing through the 2 ohm resistance, we are considering it is in 0 ampere. So we are applying the KVL in the first loop. So see here, suppose we and in that case we have to also give the sign conventions. So this current is flowing like this from this terminal to this terminal. So this term is plus, that means starting is plus, end is minus. For this it is plus through minus. Now we are applying the KVL in this loop. So suppose we are starting from the 3 volt source, so it will be current flowing like this in the upward direction. So minus to plus, so it is a plus 3. Then for the 2 ohm resistance, plus to minus, then it is a minus 2 into current I. And for an 2 ohm resistance it is plus to minus again, so it is minus 2 into current I. And for this voltage source, plus to minus, again it is minus 6 is equal to 0. By solving this, we are getting the I is equal to, current is equal to minus 0.75 ampere. So minus 0.75 ampere. See here, always remember that when the current comes negative, that means the considered direction of the current is opposite. That means we consider here the clockwise direction, but the current comes negative, so the actual direction of a current is anti-clockwise. So here we got the value of an I. Now we are applying the KVL in the VTH loop. KVL in the VTH loop. So suppose we are starting from the VTH, so we are going from plus to minus. Then here we are considering minus VTH. For this 10 volt it is minus 10. Then the current flowing through the 2 ohm, it is 0, so the value for it is 0. Then for the 6 volt, current going like this in the upward direction, so minus 2 plus, so it is a plus 6. Then for this 2 ohm resistance, minus 2 plus, current flowing in the upward direction. One more thing, see here, we have not given the sign conventions here in this loop, because the this loop is open circuit. That means actual current is not flowing in this loop, so we are not considering the sign conventions here. We are using the sign conventions of the actual current. So it is going in the upward direction, that means minus 2 plus, so it is a plus 2 into I is equal to 0. Here the I is nothing but the minus 0.75. So suppose we are putting the value, here it is a minus VTH, minus 10 plus 6 plus 2 into minus 0.75 is equal to 0. By solving this, we are getting the value of VTH here. So VTH is equal to minus 5.5 volt. So here the value of an VTH is minus 5.5. The meaning of this is, suppose here the upper side is a plus, we consider, lower side is a minus. So when we are the value of an VTH is positive, we are considering the upper is plus and the lower is a negative. But when it is a minus, we are considering upper is negative and the lower is positive. So here it is a negative, here it is a positive, so negative and plus. Do not consider this, so we are writing like this because it is a minus 1. Now the second step is calculation of RTH. So the calculating and the Norton's resistance, Thevenin's resistance, the procedure is same. We are replacing the voltage sources and the current sources with their internal resistances. So voltage sources should be short circuited, current sources should be open circuited. So simply see here, this 3 volt source should be short circuited, so we are short circuiting the 3 volt source. Then here it is a 2 ohm resistance as it is, here it is a 2 ohm resistance, this 2 ohm resistance as it is. Then this 6 volt source should be short circuited, so here it is a 2 ohm. Then here the load resistance, we are removing the load resistance, and here we are finding the RTH. This load resistance will be removed and we are finding the RTH there. This 10 volts should be short circuited, here the 2 ohm as it is, 2 ohm resistance is as it is. Now this 2 ohm and 2 ohm is in parallel, so we are taking the parallel combination, and that parallel combination will be in series with 2 ohm. So RTH is equal to 2 parallel with 2 plus 2. That means this is the parallel combination plus the series combination. And one more thing, remember that when the two resistances are same or it is in parallel, then we are taking the parallel combination half of that. So here the 2 and the 2 is in parallel, so we are taking the parallel combination, it is 1. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 ohm. That means RTH is equal to, we are getting 3 ohm. And for calculating an value of an RL, we know that in the maximum power transfer theorem, RL is equal to RTH. So RTH is 3 ohm, so therefore RL is equal to 3 ohm. Now the next step is calculation of an Pmax, that means maximum power delivered to an load. So simply we are replacing it with the Thevenin's network. Here we found the VTH is equal to 5.5 volt. See here we change the direction or signs of an VTH, so there is no need to take a minus sign here. So RTH here we calculated is 3 ohm, so RL is nothing but RTH, so again it is a 3 ohm. So we know that the formula for an Pmax, maximum power transfer to the load, it is equal to VTH square upon 4 RTH. So by putting the value of a VTH here, so it is a 5.5 square divided by 4 into RTH. RTH is 3. So by calculating this, we are getting Pmax is equal to 2.52 watt. So this is the final answer, that means maximum power delivered to the load.